Hi there viewers, have a look at what we found on the beach. This is amazing. This is at the high tide mark, a little stretch of beach in Brighton where you've just walked along where the tide had pushed the debris up out of the ocean, and the amount of small particles and caps and pieces of plastic and straws that we found. It's truly amazing. Little Basil there, the faulty dog, doing his best to help out and dig a hole and locate that plastic, and Sharon working hard as usual as a true crusader, just finding the bits and pieces that are just up at that high tide mark. But what's frightening about all this is the fact that this stuff is floating around in the ocean all the time, and in our beautiful Moreton Bay, threatening our marine life, our turtles, getting into a food chain. It is an absolute disgrace. And who's responsible for this? Who is going to clean it all up? How are we going to get this out of the ocean? It's going to be there for hundreds and hundreds of years. All our children will do is inherit this problem. We, the plastic age, my age group and Sharon's age group, need to figure out how we can fix this so we don't leave it behind.
So Basil and I are picking up all the plastic on the beach. I was really shocked at how much plastic there was, because when you first look along the high tide mark, it doesn't look that bad because there's no big pieces, but when you start rummaging, there's microplastics everywhere. So what can you do about it? You can reduce the amount of plastic in your purchasing. So when you go to the supermarket, if you use cloth fruit and veggie bags, no plastic, you can buy most goods in cans or boxes rather than plastic bags. If you do have to buy something in plastic, then make sure you keep those plastics and bundle them up and take them back to the supermarket and put them in the big recycling bin where they turn them into park bollards and furniture. With our meat, we buy in bulk, so there's no styrofoam, very little plastic, and again, the plastic can be recycled. So what we want you to do is cap your use of plastic, reduce, reuse, recycle. So what we're asking people to do is really get involved, follow groups like ours and get behind the people who are making a difference. Write letters to local, state and federal government. Make some noise. Lobby your local supermarket. Talk to the manager. Some people are suggesting, you tip the grapes from your plastic bag into your cloth bag. Let them know that we don't want the plastic. Be a crusader. Take a bag to the beach or the bush and fill it up. Take it to the local park or around the suburb. You can make a difference. There's so many things that householders can do. We call it swapping out or replacing the regular items that you use every day. Toothbrushes, plastic toothbrushes, can be replaced now by bamboo. Finish up your cling wrap. Nobody needs cling wrap anymore. We've got, containers, stainless steel containers. There are lots of other things on the market. Shampoo and conditioner is now in a bar variety in a cardboard box. Coffee cups, please buy a keep cup so that you don't have to buy a waxed paper coffee cup that doesn't break down with a plastic lid. There are stainless steel water bottles everywhere.
The big manufacturers should be really responsible for this cleanup. How much gets into our environment from these manufacturing companies that really are not being made accountable for what they produce. Plastic plants? My goodness. Do we really need a plastic plant? The idea of plants is to give oxygen back to the environment. This is crazy. And where do we find it? Floating around in the ocean.
inevitably that's where it ends up. Manufacturing, large companies need to think about what they produce and their responsibility to the human race for the pollution that it creates. And that goes for takeaway food suppliers, all these people creating a huge amount of waste that's getting into our environment. We really need to lobby government and our suppliers, the big retailers, and specifically back to the manufacturers to make them responsible for this mess. They need to get on board and clean it up and change their manufacturing processes and using not recyclable, but more sustainable products. Loop recyclable products. Aluminium cans are not too bad, they will be recycled, or it can be recycled really well. So, people, get out there, be the change, make sure that you're telling your local parliamentarians and national parliamentarians to be the change. Now, just have a look at this little bag. That's us. Have a look inside. That's 100 metres, if that, walking along the high tide mark in Brisbane at Brighton Beach. Pile of plastic pollution. It's amazing. Now, it's just one day, just one little walk. And this is happening every single day of the year. This is crazy. Anyway, be out there, get out there and be the change. Thanks for listening.
Yay!